When I did it on the tablet, I didn't see. There she is.
Hey, aloha, it worked. Yes,
So look, so just for you, this is the feature on Facebook, and she said, so when your guest comes in, or you can invite anyone, you swipe left and you see their face, and then invite them to come up on the screen.
Okay.
You can do that in your Facebook group. Yeah, isn't that cool? So, everybody, good evening, good evening. There's baby girl. Hey, sweetie. What's her name, Jocelyn?
What's your name? Emma. She calls herself Emma.
Emma.
We call her Sienna, and she calls herself Anna.
Oh, sweet baby. Hi, Angel.
She just wants to. So my boob's gonna be out in the video. Keeping it real.
All right, sweet baby. So I already said welcome to congratulated. There's Patricia, God Isis. I said congratulations to everyone to reaching day 11. And Mrs. Vanessa, she's actually, I don't know, how many days are you, Miss Vanessa? Just type that in. But I'm excited, you guys, to let you all know, first of all, I'm grateful. It's been since August 19th that the group was established. Hula Hoop changed my life. It really did. And people started seeing me because I was posting in day 1, day 10, day 20, day 30, kept going on. I was getting results. My daughter was home with me. She saw me getting results. It's changed my life. And so I learning a lot and doing daily research, and that's how I found Jocelyn. Now I want to introduce y'all to Jocelyn. Jocelyn Gordon is internationally known for her gift of expression in many different ways, but she has created her own program, many other programs as well. But I found her from being a part of another group called Over 40 Hooping Community, right? I think that's where I found her. Then I found her on Instagram, meaning, through that way, I think I found a link to you on Instagram. What's your Instagram name, Jocelyn?
Thank you for asking. There are two. One is the HoopYogini is at HoopYogini _worldwide. And HoopYogini is spelled HoopYogini. And my personal Instagram is at Jocelyn Gordon 1. So the number 1.
Great. And but what I did, you guys, because I was already, Jocelyn, I think I mentioned, every day I'm looking to find out about hooping and the various ways of hooping. And I found Jocelyn's on Instagram, and then I discovered this beautiful YouTube clip where she was doing a beautiful hoop dance flow, while next to India Arie. And what a beautiful expression. So I shared that in the group a couple of times. And then I shared your video snippet demonstration of your spinal awakening and also your basic hula hooping technique. And then I tagged you and said, I was doing one of my morning hoopings, but I was starting to use the spinal awakening. And I tagged, and then I said, I just tagged you, right? And you contacted me, or you made a comment, and I said, oh, wow, and then she, migrated into the group. It's a long story, but I won't get it because I want her to share. So I'm always thinking of how to keep engaged and keep us excited, as you migrate and find your way, as you find the transformation in the circle, which has happened for me. And so Elizabeth, she has a special gift with nutrition, so she's doing a weekly feature. Jocelyn has stepped forward before I even thought about it, I had it in my mind, what can we do to keep things interesting? And Jocelyn knocked on the door and said, hey. And so I want to turn this over. First of all, thank you, Jocelyn. First, I want to ask the question, Jocelyn, how did hula hoop change your life?
That's a great question. And it's still changing my life because it's like a domino effect. So in 2008 or 7, hooping came into my life. You know, as an adult, you can do the math. I'm 43 now. And, gosh, there's so many stories. But I was in a yoga therapy training at the time. It was like a 3,000-hour yoga therapy training. And when hooping came into my life, I was also a massage therapist and teaching yoga at a gym in Washington, D.C., like right by the Capitol building during the Bush administration. So it was really an interesting time. So I had, it was very interesting. But I had access to the yoga studio and the fitness studio. So in between my clients, I would be in there like at least 3 times a day for an hour each. Like the security people, cameras would be like, oh, there she is in the room again. So I had this opportunity to have a huge space for daily exploration with the hoop. And I noticed that it was like the place I wanted to be. And so with my mentor in my yoga therapy training, I said in our weekly call, I said, you know what? I'm doing my daily yoga practice. I'm doing my daily meditation, and I will keep doing that. However, what I'm feeling is connecting me with myself and spirit and like just expanding me in so many ways, bringing so much joy is my daily hoop practice. Can I start documenting this and submit it to you? Because I had to submit my journal entries every week. So she went to her mentor and said, is this possible? Because I said, look, this is really a spiritual practice for me. I feel this qualifies as yoga. And so I got the yeses, and that's really like the genesis of how I was, impulsed to create an integrative hoop therapy program that combines hula hooping with yoga and meditation. So that's one way hula hooping changed my life. The other way is that Jaguar Mary, who was in D.C., and we kind of started our journeys almost simultaneously, she invited me to Bali in 2009 to teach at her first retreat. So I did that. That led to other opportunities. Every year for 7 years, I've been teaching in Bali, and 4 years ago, I decided, instead of just visiting, why don't I move here? Why don't I make this my life? Like, this is where I feel really amazing. The lifestyle is great. The cost of living is great.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, we have a very modest house. Right now, we don't have a pool or anything. Just a side note, but our rent is $250 for a one-bedroom.
Oh, my God. One of my clients, we were talking today, and she said, Bali, wow, okay.
Other expenses that, as are related to being an expat in this country, including you have to leave the country every 2 months, or you have to do visa runs. So there are other expenses, but if we're just talking the basic cost of, rent and food and things like that, it's very accessible here. So I also knew that I wanted to be here because I felt really alive in myself and really acknowledged and really just like vital. And I was ready to meet my person, my partner. So
You said that the other night. I said, that is so cool. I'm going to start saying that. I'm ready to meet my person.
I was, and I have some things I could share with you. I mean, you have all the tools already. I know how you know how to call in and prepare yourself. There was a series of things that I did. There was a journey to get ready for that. But one of the things was I felt I needed him to be in that place where I felt most vital and alive and sensuous and awake. So I moved here in January 20-something or other with my then 13-year-old daughter. And then my now husband, he moved here about the same time. And so 2 months after we arrived, we kind of walked into each other. And then here is, look, she's asleep on the boob.
I know. Look at that picture.
So this is how hula hooping has changed my life.
Yeah. That is awesome. I'm so glad, that there's this intersection that has taken place, and you're allowing us to experience your expertise. I appreciate your humbleness, your simplicity, and willing to share your energy. And this is where tell everyone what it is that you're going to be doing in the group.
Well, it can always be refined and modified according to what your group wants to hear and receive. But what came through you and I is movement momentum. So, momentum. And I know that I feel like this group, at least right now, in my personal practice, is focused on waist hooping. I used to have a practice and still something where I was like really doing a lot of movements and tricks and on the body and off the body. And I still go to that, but really it's not part of my core practice. What's really inspiring me is going back to the basics again on waist hooping. So for those of you who are interested, I'd love to share ways to up-level the waist hooping experience, to burn more calories, to create more heat, so you can detoxify, ways you can increase your heart workout and aerobic condition of your heart. If you'd like to learn some weight loss fitness moves, we can discuss that. And then I guess my specialty is holistic, integrating. So just sharing tidbits like this. I highly recommend this book, The Hoop and the Tree. It will really hula hooping. It's not specific it's not about hula hooping. It's about how every culture on the planet has some kind of symbology related to a hoop and a tree.
Wow.
Yeah. So like the totem pole would be a hoop and a tree. It's circular and vertical. The Hindu culture has the Shiva Lingam, the representation of the penis or the phallus, and then the yoni, which is the vagina. So all cultures have a hoop and tree reference. So this book breaks down how to go deeper into that axis of the tree, which is yourself and spirit, and the hoop, which is yourself and others. And that's what I do in my HoopYogini practice, is bring this in metaphorically so we can have a deeper journey inside ourselves and then with others.
Cool.
So bringing in little tidbits like that we can make this a more holistic practice so we can move in the direction we want to move in our lives.
Yay. I'm excited. Like, to me, it's just overly fascinating to discover. It's just so much more beyond the idea of just hula hooping. We're moving our bodies. We're moving the vessels that our energy essence occupies.
Yeah.
It's some of the things that I have benefited from in hula hoop changing my life. And one of the major things is this intersection with interesting people like yourself. So I'm grateful to have you here with us. And know that over time, more and more, the transformation in the circle will continue. I wanted to not take too much of your time. And by the way, you guys, Jocelyn took time out. She is in the future right now, okay? She's in Cali, as she said, but it's 12 hours away. And she took a moment, and her baby girl allowed her mommy to be with us. So I don't want to be more time. Is there anything else? What day of the week? It'll be on your schedule anytime you want to post.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Will it be live? What can we expect?
The first one will be your Saturday night in the U.S., probably around 8 p.m. EST. And then so I'll chime in around 8 a.m., which will be my Sunday morning in this part of the world. So you can just take note now. It'll probably be a 10 to 15-minute drop-in and a live experience. Yeah, I think the first one will focus on the importance of hooping in both directions and how that relates to brain health and right brain integration and muscular balance. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to close this out. Again, we didn't want to take a lot of Jocelyn's time. I wanted to make sure everyone knew. And thanks for live people coming on. Congratulations, Mrs. Vanessa, for 34 days of hooping and also participating in day 11. I want to thank everyone. Demia has come on. Jocelyn Demia is one of my hoop sisters locally here in Charlotte.